There is a book written almost 100 years ago that contains the most powerful financial wisdom ever put on paper. It is not taught in schools. It is not part of any university curriculum. It is not promoted by the banks or the financial institutions that profit from your ignorance. It is called The Richest Man in Babylon. Written by George S. Clason in 1926, this book uses parables set in ancient Babylon to teach 7 timeless laws of wealth that have not changed in 5,000 years. These are the same principles that built empires. The same principles that created dynasties. The same principles that the wealthy have passed down to their children for generations while keeping them hidden from everyone else. Babylon was the wealthiest city in the ancient world. It was the Wall Street of its time. And its citizens understood something about money that most people today still do not. They understood that wealth is not about how much you earn. It is about what you do with what you earn. Today, I am going to break down these 7 laws. And by the end of this video, you will have a blueprint for building wealth that has been proven effective for 5,000 years. The question is, will you use it? 5,000 years ago, in the fertile plains between the Tigris and Euphrates rivers, in the land we now call Iraq, there stood a city unlike any other. Babylon. It was the largest and wealthiest city in the ancient world. Its walls were so thick that chariots could race on top of them. Its hanging gardens were considered one of the 7 wonders of the ancient world. Its temples and palaces were covered in gold and lapis lazuli. But here is the remarkable thing about Babylon. It had no natural resources. It had no gold mines. It had no forests. It had no stone quarries. Everything that made Babylon great had to be imported or created through human ingenuity. The wealth of Babylon was not an accident of geography. It was a product of knowledge. The Babylonians understood money. They understood commerce. They understood lending and interest and investment. They developed the first known system of banking. They created the first legal codes governing commerce and trade. They invented the concept of compound interest over 4,000 years ago. And most importantly, they codified the principles of wealth building into a system that anyone could follow. Not just the kings. Not just the priests. Anyone. George S. Clason studied these ancient principles and distilled them into a book that has sold over 2 million copies. But the institutions that profit from your financial ignorance have never promoted it. Banks do not want you to understand these principles. Credit card companies do not want you to understand these principles. The consumer economy does not want you to understand these principles. Because a person who understands the laws of Babylon cannot be exploited. And exploitation is the business model. In the book, a man named Arkad is known as the richest man in Babylon. His childhood friends Bansir and Kabi come to him and ask, "How did you become so wealthy when we, who grew up with you, have nothing?" Arkad tells them his story. He was once a poor scribe, copying tablets for merchants. One day, a wealthy moneylender named Algamish gave him the first law of wealth. Algamish said, "I found the road to wealth when I decided that a part of all I earned was mine to keep." Arkad was confused. He said, "Is not all that I earn mine to keep?" Algamish replied, "Far from it. Do you not pay the garment maker? Do you not pay the food seller? Do you not pay the landlord? You pay everyone except yourself." The first law of Babylon is this. For every 10 coins you earn, spend only 9. Before you pay your rent. Before you pay your bills. Before you buy food. Set aside 10% of everything you earn and never touch it. Most people hear this and think it is too simple. It cannot possibly be the foundation of wealth. But that is because most people do not understand the power of this principle over time. 10% does not feel like much. But 10%, saved consistently, month after month, year after year, becomes the seed capital that changes your entire financial trajectory. The problem is not that people cannot save 10%. The problem is that people have been conditioned to spend 100%. They have been trained by advertising, by social media, by the entire consumer economy to spend everything they earn and then borrow more. That is not an accident. That is a system designed to keep you poor. The first law of Babylon breaks that system. Pay yourself first. Every single time. The second law of Babylon is perhaps the most misunderstood. Arkad tells his students, budget your expenditures so that you may have coins to pay for your necessities, to pay for your enjoyments, and to gratify your worthwhile desires without spending more than 9/10 of your earnings. This is not about deprivation. This is not about living a life of misery and eating rice and beans every day. The Babylonians were not ascetics. They enjoyed life. They feasted. They wore fine garments. They lived well. But they lived within a structure. The second law says that your desires will always expand to match your income unless you consciously control them. If you earn $2,000 a month, you will find ways to spend $2,000. If you earn $10,000 a month, you will find ways to spend $10,000. This is called lifestyle inflation, and it is the single biggest reason why high-income earners are still broke. A doctor earning $300,000 a year who spends $300,000 a year is no wealthier than a janitor earning $30,000 a year who spends $30,000 a year. They are both at zero. The second law says to sit down and write out every expense. Separate your needs from your wants. And then make deliberate decisions about where your money goes. Do not let your money decide for you. Do not let advertisers decide for you. Do not let social pressure decide for you. You decide. Because if you do not control your money, someone else will. And they will not have your best interests at heart. The third law of Babylon is where wealth truly begins. Arkad says, put each coin to work so that it may reproduce its kind even as the flocks of the field and help bring to you more income, a stream of wealth that shall flow constantly into your purse. Saving money is not enough. Money that sits idle loses value over time. Inflation eats it. The cost of living rises around it. $1 saved today will buy less tomorrow. The third law says that your saved money must be put to work. It must be invested. It must generate returns. It must create more money. This is the principle of compound interest, and it is the most powerful force in finance. Albert Einstein reportedly called compound interest the eighth wonder of the world. He who understands it, earns it. He who does not, pays it. Here is a simple example. If you invest $100 a month at an average return of 8% per year, in 30 years you will have approximately $150,000. Your total contributions would be only $36,000. The rest, over $114,000, was generated by your money working for you. That is the magic of the third law. Your money earns money. And then that money earns money. And that money earns money. It is an ever-expanding cycle of wealth creation that requires nothing from you except the discipline to start and the patience to continue. The Babylonians understood this 5,000 years ago. And they did not have index funds or retirement accounts. They used livestock, real estate, and trade ventures. The vehicles have changed. The principle has not. The fourth law of Babylon is a warning. Arkad says, guard your treasures from loss by investing only where your principal is safe, where it may be reclaimed if desirable, and where you will not fail to collect a fair rental. In the book, Arkad tells the story of his first investment mistake. After saving his first year of 10%, he gave all of his gold to a brickmaker named Asmar to buy jewels from the Phoenicians. Asmar knew nothing about jewels. He was a brickmaker. He bought worthless pieces of glass, and Arkad lost everything. The lesson was devastating but invaluable. Do not invest your money with people who do not have proven expertise in the field where your money is going. This principle is more relevant today than ever. Every day, someone on social media is telling you to invest in the next big cryptocurrency, the next hot stock, the next real estate scheme, the next side hustle that will make you rich overnight. Most of these people are brickmakers selling glass. They are not experts. They are promoters. And they are promoting their own interests, not yours. The fourth law says to protect your capital above all else. Do not chase quick returns. Do not invest in things you do not understand. Do not give your money to people who have no track record of success. Before you invest a single dollar, ask yourself 3 questions. Is my principal safe? Can I get it back if I need it? Does the person managing my money have proven expertise? If the answer to any of these questions is no, walk away. Wealth is built slowly. It is lost quickly. And the pain of losing money you worked hard to save is far greater than the missed opportunity of a speculative investment. The fifth law of Babylon addresses something that most people get wrong. Arkad says, own your own home. In the ancient world, owning your dwelling was the foundation of financial stability. Every month that you pay rent, that money is gone forever. It does not come back to you. It does not build equity. It does not appreciate in value. It goes into someone else's wealth. But when you own your home, every payment builds your equity. Over time, the value of the property typically increases. Your housing cost becomes fixed while rents around you continue to rise. And when the home is paid off, you have eliminated your largest monthly expense entirely. Now, I want to be honest with you. I know that home ownership is not accessible to everyone in today's economy. Housing prices have skyrocketed. Down payments are enormous. Interest rates fluctuate. The system has made it deliberately difficult for many people, especially in Black and brown communities, to own property. This is not an accident. Redlining, predatory lending, and discriminatory appraisal practices have systematically prevented generational wealth building through home ownership for millions of people. But the principle remains true. If you can own, own. If you cannot own yet, make it your goal. Because the fifth law is not just about having a roof over your head. It is about controlling the single largest expense in your life and turning it from a liability into an asset. Every dollar you pay in rent is a dollar that builds someone else's wealth. The Babylonians understood this 5,000 years ago. And the wealth gap that exists today is in large part because this principle was denied to entire communities for generations. The sixth law of Babylon looks beyond the present. Arkad says, provide in advance for the needs of your growing age and the protection of your family. The Babylonians understood something that many people today ignore. You will not always be young. You will not always be able to work. You will not always have the energy and the health that you have now. And if you do not prepare for that time while you are capable, you will spend your final years in poverty and dependence. This law is about retirement planning, life insurance, and estate planning. It is about creating streams of income that will continue to flow when you are no longer able to work. In the ancient world, this meant investing in properties that would generate rental income, in trade ventures that would produce passive returns, in livestock that would continue to breed and produce. In the modern world, this means contributing to retirement accounts, building investment portfolios, creating passive income streams, and ensuring that your family is protected if something happens to you. Here is the uncomfortable truth. Most people are one medical emergency, one job loss, one accident away from financial ruin. They have no savings. They have no insurance. They have no plan for retirement. They are living month to month, hoping that nothing goes wrong. Hope is not a financial strategy. The sixth law says to prepare. Start now. Not tomorrow. Not next year. Not when you get a raise. Now. Because the future is coming whether you are ready for it or not. And the choices you make today will determine whether your future self lives in comfort or in desperation. The seventh and final law of Babylon is the engine that drives all the others. Arkad says, cultivate your own powers, study and become wiser, become more skillful, and so act as to respect yourself. The seventh law is about self-investment. It says that the most valuable asset you will ever own is not a house, not a stock portfolio, not a business. It is yourself. Your skills. Your knowledge. Your ability to create value in the marketplace. The more you know, the more you can earn. The more skilled you become, the more valuable you are. The more problems you can solve, the more people will pay you. This is why the wealthy invest heavily in education, in mentorship, in personal development, in learning new skills. Not because they enjoy sitting in classrooms, but because they understand that every new skill is a new income stream. Every new piece of knowledge is a new opportunity. In the book, Arkad makes a powerful observation. He says, the more of wisdom we know, the more we may earn. The person who seeks to learn more of their craft shall be richly rewarded. This is not just about formal education. This is about being a lifelong student. Read books. Take courses. Find mentors. Study the people who have achieved what you want to achieve. Learn from their successes and their failures. Invest in yourself the way you would invest in any valuable asset. Because at the end of the day, markets can crash. Businesses can fail. Properties can lose value. But the knowledge and skills you build inside yourself can never be taken from you. They are yours forever. And they will continue to generate wealth for as long as you live. These are the 7 laws of Babylon. They are 5,000 years old. They have been proven across every culture, every economy, and every generation. And now they are yours. The only question that remains is this. What are you going to do with them? If these ancient laws of wealth opened your eyes, then you have already taken the first step. But knowledge without action is worthless. Start today. Start with 10%. Start with one decision that your future self will thank you for. Share this video with someone you love, someone who deserves to know these principles. Subscribe to Echoes of Knowledge and hit that notification bell because we are bringing you the wisdom that was hidden, the knowledge that was suppressed, and the truths that can transform your life. Wealth is not a privilege. It is a discipline. And now you have the blueprint. Until next time, stay awake. Stay aware. And start building.